Carl and Damon here from Brrrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. And it's they made what into a TV series, Viva Pin, Season 2, Episode 17, Heads and Tails, which is Segment 1, and Speechless, which is Segment 2. Aired June 22nd, 2008 on YTV. Alright, you know how this goes. Segment 1, Heads and Tails. Pruitt Profitamo has a package. It's a pinata repair robot known as the Sembalata. He works in the pinata repair shop and figures the robot can do the job for him so he can do other things. Although he doesn't seem to notice the robot is a bit crap. I always like things like this. Here's the repair thing that puts the pinatas back together after they've been smashed and so on. Cool. Creates a lore around the island. Most basic shit, but I'm always happy to see it. As the robot gets to work, Fergie busts in, being pursued by Langston. Needing to hide, he jumps on the conveyor belt. The robot, not working very well, ends up ripping off the head off Fergie. I love these horror moments. Right at this moment, Hudson returns from a party having been bad. I was like, oh, I see where this is going already. Hudson's head is placed on Fergie's body, and the Hostachio leaves not knowing a thing. Is he stupid? Like, you would, like, I don't know. I know overthinking it, but like, this ain't right. Whereas Fergie's head is thrown in a garbage truck. And I like that because you kind of presume Fergie's head goes on Hudson's body, but that's not how this goes at all. As Hudson walks around the island only paying attention to his upcoming commitments, his new body tries to take control. Still unaware, Hudson forces him to do what he wants and he goes off to a hosting gig. However, his arrival on stage is met with cries of horror and the pinatas run away in fear. Hudson now finally sees himself and freaks out, screaming the name of Pruitt. Speaking of Pruitt, he is freaking out in his shop as Hudson wasn't the only pinata affected. I do like the fact we get this brief shot of different pinatas kind of sewn Frankenstein together. Hudson arrives and demands his body, but Pruitt doesn't know where it is, so he asks him to come back tomorrow. Humiliated by how he looks, Hudson tries to hide his shame as he walks the island, but he comes across a circus ringmaster who offers to make him a star because of how he looks. Encouraged, Hudson approaches but is promptly caged up and placed in a freak show called a Freakata show. Okay, different. He's not alone though, as Fergie's head is in a jar in a cage next to him. Fergie tries to control his body, but it only ends up hurting Hudson. Seeing what Fergie can do, Hudson tries to call his body, but the thing runs into trees because it's headless. Pruitt has had enough of his robot, but when he threatens to shut it down, the robot now starts to rebel. You might be thinking, God, there's a lot going on in this episode, this segment. But there's just so much going on. It's like we got Fergie's head, Hudson's body, we got a ringmaster, and then we got a rampaging robot. As Fergie and Hudson argue over the use of his body, we see it making a cake. I have no idea why. It arrives at the cages with the cake, and Fergie's head tries to eat it, but finds a metal file in it. And I wrote my notes here, oh, I get it now. Ha ha ha, smuggling in the file because of whatever. Hudson uses it to cut one of the bars off, whereupon the door falls off completely anyway. That, mate, I laughed when it happened. I just went, nah, it's dumb. It's such a classic joke. I love it. It's like, always reminds me of Hot Shots Part 2, where the guy's in a cage and he throws the keys to him. It's just not far enough for him to reach. But he's basically able to squeeze out of the cage through the bit, gets the keys, and then goes back in and unlocks it. It's so dumb. It's brilliant. Hot Spot 1 and 2, fantastic movies. Well, let's talk about them instead. Absolutely brilliant. Hudson, so as they're about to be introduced on the stage, Hudson reunites with his body, but doesn't have time to save Fergie, who is more interested in the cake. Hudson runs off, and a watching crowd are treated to a bodiless Fergie trying to eat cake. Finally, Pruitt arrives with his head now attached to the repair bot. Seeing it, the circus ringmaster captures it, but it grabs him, rips his head off, and adds it to his collection. Because I was starting to think this robot's just taking heads. It's a head collection. We then see a fully reformed Fergie enjoying a cake. And that's it. You might be thinking, that's an abrupt ending. Yeah, that is an abrupt ending. This had, you know what, this could have been better had it not done the ringmaster stuff and instead just been antics around the island.
I think they tried to do too much on that episode. It's a 12-minute episode or whatever it is. There's way too much going on.
There is. I just don't understand why we went on this path with the robot and stuff like that. I feel like it would have been much better had it just been antics. Maybe even just write it so that Hudson never notices his body because he's so like ingrained in what he has to do and stuff like that. Or he knows he has the body, but he's got commitment, so he has to continue to do them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know, but let's look at segment 2, Speechless. Tina is woken up by the sound of Teddy screeching. This is his singing, apparently, and she is not impressed, especially as it causes damage to the house. It's that bad. After she calls him awful, they row, and Teddy reveals he's going to be doing a concert for the entire island. She tries to discourage him because she's actually concerned he's going to humiliate himself because he's so bad at singing. But he won't stop no matter how much she complains. His screeches bring their fan down, and one of the blades gets lodged in Tina's throat. They go to see Quackberry, and once the silliness, the Quackberry, you know the Quackberry silliness by now, you know, hey, you've got a blade stuck in the throat, man. Yeah, that kind of thing. It's revealed that Tina has lost her voice. She's given a talking pill, but it will still take a day for her voice to recover. Initially perturbed by her loss of voice, Teddy sees the benefit of her not being able to complain about his singing. As they move around the island, Teddy starts to take advantage of this by making it seem as though she agrees with him, getting out of things, making her pick up the dinner check and watching a boring film. The next day though, Tina's voice hasn't returned and Teddy is reaching villainous stages with his happy reaction to it. He's still planning to do the singing concert, but tends to be Tina's voice giving himself encouragement. A voice coach arrives and Teddy performs for him, badly. At the concert, Teddy is on the stage, but as he starts to sing, Tina starts to feed a jukebox to drown him out. Angry, Teddy pulls the plug, literally, before returning to the stage and bringing the house down, literally. The Pinata audience try to stop him, but he insists on singing until they form a mob. They chase him into an interactive painting that leads up a cliff overlooking a pit of lava. Shit's gone weird. Yeah. Trapped, Teddy acknowledges that he should have listened to Tina and she falls off. Hudson grabs Teddy by the neck and as Tina falls, her mouth opens and the talking pill reveals that she has had a piece of a fan stuck in her windpipe all along. As she comes back up, and if you're wondering what does that mean, they're connected.
Yeah.
She starts to sing a country song and reveals that she has a good voice and it impresses everyone. Teddy agrees to never sing opera again, but says he's going to sing country. And the segment ends with them doing a duet song. It's a rare Viva Pinata song ending.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Crap episode.
Yeah, it's a crap episode overall.
Yeah.
Two crap segments, one bad episode overall, I think.
Lazy writing, I think, for both of them.
It just neither feels substantial, neither feels particularly interesting. Don't get excited about what we're seeing. It's just so forgettable. Like, most of this show is forgettable at best anyway.
Yeah.
But you find stuff like this, you're just like, no thanks.
Yeah. Season
2, episode 17, Heads and Tails, and Speechless. You got any thoughts on what we've said here? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news, and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.